Hey, I'm Zuri Hall. Nightcap starts now. Shot number 5.
And that's why I've made a second decision. I will seek authorization for the use of force from the American people's representatives in Congress. Over the last several days, we've heard from members of Congress who want their voices to be heard. I absolutely agree.
Today, President Obama said the United States should take military action against Syrian targets, but also, as you heard, he would seek Congress authorization first. The Obama administration has accused the Syrian government of using chemical weapons against its own people. Now, the conflict in Syria is complicated. That's why tonight we've done our best to keep it simple for you.
Syria's history dates back 12,000 years. It played a prominent role in the Bible. It's part of the Middle East, a region that's been volatile for thousands of years, surrounded by Turkey, Iraq, Jordan, Israel, and Lebanon. Parts of the conflict go back thousands of years. The most recent flashpoint came during the 2011 Arab Spring. Protests in Egypt and Tunisia led to changes in their governments. Similar protests led to violent government crackdowns on protesters. An estimated 100,000 people have been killed in the civil war. President Bashar al-Assad has ruled Syria since 2000. His father ruled for 30 years before him. Al-Assad is part of a Shiite Muslim offshoot in a country of mostly Sunni Muslims. His MO has been to treat any opposition as terrorists. It all came to a head when the Syrian government was accused of using chemical weapons against rebels and civilians in mid-August. Now, it's not the first time that allegation has been made, but this latest allegation seems to be true. There's now a UN inspection team in Syria to find out if the government or the rebels use them and why. Intervention by the U.S., though, isn't as simple as it sounds. Nearby Egypt is in turmoil. Iran supports the Syrian government. And our usual ally in the region, Saudi Arabia, isn't ready to support a military strike until the UN approves. Syria has some big friends in the UN, like Russia and China, both with seats on the Security Council. Whether they would get their own military involved remains to be seen.
This morning, several gathered at the grassy knoll right here in Dallas for a pro-Syria rally. Participants joined together to honor the victims of the chemical weapons massacre and to help stop the bloodshed in Syria. The event was organized by the Dallas chapter of the Syrian American Council. Shot number 4, put on your patience hat. That's if you'll be in Arlington area or traveling along I-30. Why? Not only are the Rangers playing tonight against the Minnesota Twins, the Cowboys Classic will also start at 8 tonight between the TCU Horned Frogs and the LSU Tigers. Traffic is a major concern, and so is the weather. So coming up around 5:15, I'll have your game day forecast. Shot number 3 is some new laws. Starting tomorrow, several laws will go into effect in the great state of Texas. All the laws are in an effort to make our roads safer. The first law involves cell phone use near schools. Although the law already prohibits cell phone use in school zones, the law will now extend to all school property, including parking lots and drop-off lanes. The second change, lawmakers have increased the fine for passing a school bus when its flashing lights and stop signs are active. Violators will face fines upwards of $500. And finally, all drivers in Texas will either have to slow down 20 miles below the speed limit or move over for all TxDOT vehicles. And don't forget, also starting Sunday, you can no longer text and drive through Grand Prairie. Another law that goes into effect tomorrow involves guns. Now, those seeking to get a concealed handgun license will not have to take as many training classes. Training time will drop to between 4 and 6 hours from the current 10 to 15 required. Now, if you already have a concealed handgun license, you will now be able to store your handgun in a locked car on a college campus. Other changes include lowering some renewal fees, eliminating continuing education courses, and requiring CHL applicants to submit 2 complete sets of fingerprints. Shot number 2 is getting back to normal. Right now and through tomorrow, the town of West is holding its annual West Fest. That's where you'll be able to find plenty of sausage, sauerkraut, and its famous Czech pastries. It'll be the first time they're holding the end of summer bash since the April 17th fertilizer explosion that killed 15 and injured hundreds more. This is the 38th annual West Fest. Shot number 1 is coming to an end. Today marks the last day of MegaFest 2013. Thousands of people from all over came to DFW for the 3-day event that started on Thursday. Today, several celebrities, including Cedric the Entertainer, Columbus Short, and Terrell Owens, participated in Ball Up's 2nd annual celebrity basketball game. Tonight at 8, the conference will end with the Woman of Purpose concert featuring Jennifer Hudson, gospel group Mary Mary, and R&B singer Babyface. Your bonus shot is new words added to the Oxford English Dictionary. Among them, we have twerk, selfie, and phablet, which is a smartphone that is between the size of a typical smartphone and a tablet. Also added SRSLY, seriously, which is short for seriously. We've also got emoji, a small digital image or icon used to express an idea or emotion, and vom, short for vomit. Appalls, short for apologies, and derp, which is foolishness or stupidity, my personal favorite one, and for some reason, we now feel stupider instead of smarter. So don't be a derp while you're taking a selfie on your phablet while you twerk, because it makes us seriously vom. Appalls for being so blunt. We'll send you an emoji to make up for it.
Hurricane Katrina. For many, a distant memory, but for some who now live here, not being in New Orleans is a constant reminder. 8 years later, as though it were yesterday.
Thinking we would come back home, but the news said, no, you can't come back home. The city is not prepared. It is too dangerous.
Dr. Matangalizi Shanyika, at the time an educator at Dillard University in New Orleans, made it to Houston with his wife.
We had to go to the Astrodome every day. My wife and I, we'd spend 12 to 16 hours in that dome, chained inside of it, in those long lines. We were just another number. We were just another digit, trying to find a life again.
Eventually finding their way in the Bayou City, away from home.
It was a time of examination unlike anything I've ever had to go through in my whole life. To find myself again, to put my life back together again, literally from the ground up and from the broken pieces.
Matangalizi is at home amongst us, but New Orleans will always be a part of who he is.
It's in my system, and it'll always be, because it's simply home.
Now, Houston is also a part of him.
'Tis the season for mosquitoes and, unfortunately, West Nile. Stay tuned as we tell you what area crews will be spraying tonight. And good news for the housing market right here in Dallas. Nightcap is just getting started, so stick around for more.